Hey gang, okay, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to use this video today to show you that we're not all just about adventures and off-road trips, etc., and that within this channel I want to feature some creative projects as well. That's something that I love to do. I just love getting hands-on and creating quirky things. So we've got a bunch of projects on the go at the moment, due to be started. I'm going to show you them in no exact order, just the order that we come to them in the compound. So first up is this little beauty. Okay, let me give you the lowdown on this thing. Let's get out the wind because I don't have a microphone. Basically, after our winter trip and deciding to call it a day for Ivy the Iveco, we were not really in a rush to get another vehicle, as we're quite happy doing the overlanding. But something came up that was too good to refuse. Basically, a friend of the family works for a nursing home, and he'd been tasked with the job of selling a few of the minibuses belonging to the nursing home. And this one in particular was very interesting to me. Some money was left to the nursing home by one of the residents in his will, and they bought this minibus. Now, the caretaker used to drive it, and when the caretaker left the company, none of the ladies that work at the nursing home wanted to drive it because it's too big. So it's just sat there in the car park for the last year and a half. What's made it too good to refuse? Well, for one, this vehicle has only got 25,000 miles on the clock. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I'll have to find a few of the videos that I posted on social media when I got the vehicle back here, because we've ripped everything out since. It was a 12-seater minibus, and there was a few shock discoveries as we started working on this vehicle. The company that had done the coach conversion had cut the windows out, and then, strangely enough, had wrapped the carpet around the exterior of the van before then sticking the windows on. Sounds like a crazy way of doing it to me. I can imagine why they would do it, because it gets that professional finish around the window. However, because they've not then sealed the windows on properly, the adhesive bead that's gone around the windows hasn't made a perfect seal. When it's rained, the rain has just soaked into the four-way stretch carpet, come into the inside and ran down the back of the ply, probably unbeknownst to the owners. When I stripped the seats out and got to the floor, which was 2 layers of 12mm ply, as I got to the floor, it just crumbled in my hands. It was absolutely sodden. I started to really panic, thinking what state the floor would be in. Anyway, as luck would have it, these vans, I'm led to believe, are galvanised, and other than a bit of minor surface rust on the floor, it was pretty solid. So we've flat disked that off, and as you can see, treated it with Corust, or what was left, and painted it with Hammerite paint. The other disastrous thing that had been done is the company that fitted the coach fitting company, where the wheel arches were, the seats that went over the wheel arch were too low for the wheel arches. So what they've done is chopped the top of the wheel arch off flat. Again, I'll find a video of the discovery of that, so that they could then fix the seats over the top. But then they've not undersealed these welded in pieces properly at all, and that section had just completely rusted. Other than that, the van is in tip-top shape. It's absolutely immaculate underneath. The engine sounds sweet as a nut. It's barely been running. The front seats look like they've never been sat in. I've since sold the disabled ramp. I've sold 9 of the seats. I've got 1 left, and we've had the arch. I literally just painted that today. That's a bit tacky still, actually. I've had the arches welded up and made solid now as well. I've also since sealed the windows properly from the outside. I wasn't sure how I was going to tackle that. I had two options, either sealing it up or trying to take the windows out and sticking them back on again. However, I didn't fancy running the risk of breaking a window and then not being able to get hold of another one. So I very carefully, I'll show you actually, I've very carefully sealed around the outside with a transparent adhesive. I've chosen transparent because I didn't want to try and match the colour of either the van or the window. It's so noisy out here. And I've had the pressure on these windows and there's nothing coming through now. So that's all good. Yeah, basically this van at that price was so good, I had to buy it to convert it. And we've since decided to start a little venture from this, and we are going to convert this and turn it into a rental camper. So I'll be posting a few updates on that as we go through it. Initially, my main concern is working out a layout. It's much smaller than our old camper van. I say much smaller, I think it's 2.5 foot shorter. It certainly feels smaller inside. I can't find side pods for this model of the Renault Master, which is a shame, because initially I wanted to put side pods on so that we could sleep widthways, but can't find that. So instead I'm going to put a sliding bed with a hinged section of the mattress at the back so that the bed will pull out this way, but I'm unsure whether to put a shower in or not. How crucial do you all think having a shower in a rental van is? I'm not so sure. One option of course would be to have an external shower of some sort. Also maybe one of these hot tap devices, as it's my intention to try and market this to families or couples going into Europe, and we intend to put together some full itineraries of like outdoor activities that you could do and routes that you could do through Europe. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. The van was in a bit of a state when we picked it up, or when we went to view it in Scunthorpe. Like I say, it'd been parked in the car park in the nursing home for about 1.5 years. It was covered in algae. It was literally green. There was moss in all the cracks of the windows. Obviously, it had all the nursing home graphics and everything on, which we've since stripped off. The battery was in a sorry state when we got there. We've jumped it off, but after the drive, yeah, it's not let us down so far. It's doing lock. Can't do this with one hand. There we go. Purrs like a little pussycat. Like I say, engine bay, there's a few cobwebs and stuff in there, but it's absolutely immaculate. It's going to need a cam belt change as it's been sat for a long time. Obviously we'll give it a full service as well. Flew through its MOT upon getting it back. The only thing on the advisories of the MOT was the anchoring for the rear seats, which I've just told you about, which obviously we've ripped them out now anyway. So this is a fun project for us, and we've now got to the stage where it's all stripped out and ready to go, but unfortunately this one's going to get shunted to one side and left for a while now, because I've got other more pressing projects on, and yeah, this doesn't take that much priority. I am still hoping, I know I'm going to miss the summer season, but I'm hoping that still we might be able to catch some rentals towards the end of the year. That's once I've decided on the build for it and everything. So I will be asking you guys for your advice and opinions on how to lay it out, what kind of finish. One thing I do want to know is that with it being a renter, I'm going to build it with durability in mind. So as well as trying to make it look nice and attractive and appealing for people to rent it out, I am going to keep the fancy schmancy stuff that can easily get broken off, silly little handles, etc. Surfaces that can get scratched if people put bikes in and all that kind of thing. I'm going to try and keep them to a minimum. I want this to be durable and practical, and above all, I am determined to not let myself get emotionally attached in any way to this vehicle, because I just don't think that can work if it's going to be a renter. If it was your baby, for example, and then someone comes back and they've scraped one corner of it, it would be absolutely heart-wrenching. So I'm going to try and stay cold as ice on this one. We do have a couple of Airbnb rentals, and it's always been the same with them. You can't treat it like your home because things do get broken. So let's see how that goes, but that's the plan for this one, and I'm really happy with the vehicle. I think, oh yeah, right, so I've missed a bit here. So 25,000 miles is pretty cool and everything. We had a bit more work than we thought with the state of the wet floor and everything, but I mean, all things considered, it's taken me a week to put that right. But here's the clincher. The van was up for 4,500, and I offered the guy 2,500. My friend went to do the bartering, and we actually got this van for £2,200 with 25,000 miles on the clock. So as you can see, that's why we couldn't possibly turn this one down. So that's project number one. Okay, well, the next one we come to is the Shogun, which is my little baby. I will do a much more in-depth video at some point of the modifications that have been going on to this, and they are still ongoing. There's lots of things planned for this one, but one little project I am going to do is to build some kind of overland setup in here, something that's removable. I want to build a unit in here so that we can take this single folding seat down and build like a unit in here with storage, etc. And then in the back I want to build a, oh, why is that locked? I want to build a removable slide out overland kitchen setup that can be easily lifted in and out, so that I can still transport all three dogs in here. And then obviously next to that, on the two seats that fold down, some kind of folding bed that the bed arrangement itself folds up into this area so that I can still fit at least two dogs in the back here. And then it all folds down. Basically, I want to be able to use this for little solo camping trips when I go out on the bike or I go rock climbing just by myself, and don't want to take the d.i.y. So that's a quick project I've got in mind. And also, I think as I do this, I'm going to keep templates and everything, because I've kind of immersed myself a bit in the Mitsubishi scene, or at least I'm starting to, and I think maybe that I could build these and sell these. So let's see how that one goes. Nothing particularly original there, but well, it's there, and I love a project and I love keeping myself busy. So that's project number two. Right, then finally we've got project, no, it's not finally. Then we've got project number three. Now this is a little runaround that we purchased for partner Jen for picking up her furniture. She upcycles furniture. I didn't want her sticking furniture in my truck anymore, and I certainly didn't want it going in the d.i.y. And since we removed the camper from the equation, that wasn't an option. So we picked this little thing up from a little old man that was stopping driving. He was 90 something years old, bless his cotton socks, and she bought it for 600 quid. So It's rough around the edges, that's for sure. Let me get the keys for this one. But now we've got this van, the renter. When she does need to pick furniture up, she can use this one. So this is surplus to requirements now. Now I'm actually setting myself a bit of a challenge with this one, because I do like a challenge. And well, again, I'll try and find some pictures from the past. It's going back a good while now. We're going to try and turn this one round as quick as possible, with the intention of getting this sold before we go travelling this year. So yes, bought it for £600. In that time we put a new cam belt on it because that was due. We've literally just put a new clutch on it because that went last week. It's had a full new braking system. I think that's it so far. It needs a service now, and yes, it's rough around the edges. If we look here, the front wings are completely and utterly shot. They need replacing, and so does this wing mirror on this side. Here's the wings. I've just had those. They've just arrived today, and since we're pretty handy at spraying between us, we're going to spray this up. We have sprayed full vehicles and stuff in the past. We sprayed our old camper there. So this is the 1.8 version, which apparently is a very reliable engine. It's got 139,000 miles on the clock, which isn't that bad at all. I'm actually very surprised on the fuel consumption on this little bad boy. It runs around all day on a tenner, or weekly even on a tenner. So I think this will make a tidy little camper. I'm going to try and make it look a little bit adventurous on the outside, stick a luggage rack on it, some little spotlights, and yeah, see what I can do with it. I do like a challenge, and it's my intention to get this turned round, if I can, within like a week, 7 days maximum. I'll put one leisure battery in it with a split charger. I think I'll slap a little cheap flat 100 watt solar panel on the roof and a cheap solar charge controller, and that's probably going to be it. I think I'm not going to fit water or anything like that in it. Some lighting and 12 volt sockets, etc. But yeah, that's a fun little project, and I hope I can turn that round super quick and inspire some of you guys that are wanting to get into car camping or van life on a budget. So let's see what we can do with that one. So that's all three of those. Where does that leave us? Oh yes, that leads us to the final project, the boat. And this one has been running for a long time. I bought this about 8 years ago on a whim, and at the time I was looking for something to do with my time, since I'd left the furniture company that I used to run. And well, long story short, I ended up setting up a tattoo studio and eventually becoming a tattoo artist, and things have just blown up on that side of things. I've had to do a tattoo apprenticeship, learn the industry and everything, and there's just been no time whatsoever to put into the boat. I have managed to do a few bits during the lockdown, so this is what it looked like before. I'll see if I can find any of the old footage of this. to. In the lockdown we built this timber wheelhouse on the back. We've also sprayed it up, although that's looking a little bit tatty in places now. Let's see if I can touch that up. But yes, this boat needs to be done in time for next summer season, because I also want to rent this as well. Bloody wind. So I'm going to do the full interior, and then I need to get it over to the boatyard, to the marine engineers who are going to put the engine together that's in it. Again, I'll do a full video of this because there's far too much to try and talk about quickly. But this is going to be a lovely little project, and I used to work for a boat fitting company a long time ago, and it was 2 of the best years of employment in my life actually. I really loved fitting out narrowboats, and yeah, I'm hoping I can remember some things from then, and then also, you know, add a little bit of flair to it, make it something cool. And that rounds up the big 4 projects that we've got. I say big 4 projects, the 4 projects we've got coming up. So stay tuned, like and subscribe if you want to see how we get on with those, and also if you are in the market for a micro camper, keep an eye out, because this one will be getting turned around super quick. Alright, I think that sums it all up. I seem to be on the case a bit more with the videos now. I've only just done one, and I'm on with doing another. So while I'm on a roll, I thought I'd relish the long days and the decent weather, and get some more content done. So see you in a bit.